now on Palm Beach TV.
It's crucial because we really need to speak with one voice, and we always have. It's a tradition, an American tradition.
Former Ambassador Elizabeth Bagley reflects on a distinguished career in U.S. diplomacy and international relations as part of the Civic Association's 2024-25 Signature Series. How do you celebrate turning 100 years young? A Civic Association honorary director shares his special day. Those stories straight ahead.
The Palm Beach Civic Association brings you Palm Beach TV, the island's only newscast, sponsored by the Fortin Foundation of Florida. Now, the news.
Welcome to Palm Beach TV. I'm Sally Lewis. Former ambassador to Brazil and Portugal, Elizabeth Bagley, shared her perspective on diplomacy and global engagement at the Civic Association's third Signature Series presentation. Elizabeth Bagley recently served as U.S. Ambassador to Brazil during the Biden administration and as Ambassador to Portugal during the Clinton administration. In addition to those key roles, she has served as a senior advisor in multiple U.S. administrations. Bagley reflected on her early career working on the Panama Canal treaties during the Carter administration, emphasizing the importance of bipartisanship.
One of the reasons that I think we had it passed was that then Minority Leader Howard Baker went down to Panama. I was on the trip, and he talked to people there, realized how vulnerable the canal was to demonstrations, to sabotage, and decided that it was time to pass the treaties, and we could not have done it without him. So important to understand that we really need to speak with one voice, and we need both parties. We actually need both parties to be strong, but to work together and to find common ground, and ultimately to agree, as the Panama Canal treaties just represented really the epitome of bipartisanship.
The discussion was moderated by Civic Association Chairman and CEO Michael Pasillo. Bagley shared her perspective on the challenges facing diplomacy today during a question and answer session with the audience.
History has seen policies of appeasement, isolationist. How would you describe our current policy? And also sort of a related question of, has the U.S. lost influence in the world?
I just think we're really in a state, certainly isolation, but more than that, I think we're fighting with all our friends. And the so-called enemies that we should have are people that we should be worried about, and are people like Putin and Xi and many others, but that hasn't happened, so I worry about this state of affairs.
A Civic Association director since 2019, the ambassador encourages the next generation to consider a career in foreign service.
We need young people, and we need idealistic people who care about their country and are patriots and want to promote U.S. interests abroad, which is what we do. That's what diplomats do.
Bagley's messages were thought-provoking for students attending from the Green School.
Mostly all of us have been diplomats at some point in time, not on the international scale, but in our day-to-day lives, just like talking with our friends and communicating between each other, trying to resolve situations or resolve problems.
I didn't know that she was the ambassador of both Portugal and Brazil. I think that's pretty cool because in fourth grade we had to study Portugal. My sister studied Brazil last year, and I really like both countries.
The program was sponsored by Third Federal Savings and Loan, in business since the 1930s.
The company was founded in 1938 in Cleveland, Ohio by Ben and Jerome Stefanski, and is led today by their son, Mark Stefanski, who has been its president and chairman and CEO since 1987. And also, I'd point out that Mark is a resident of Palm Beach.
Find a link to the entire Signature Series presentation in the resources section of this newscast and at palmbeachcivic.org under the Media Gallery. There you can also watch the first two speakers, political analyst Charlie Cook from December and television journalist Deborah Norville in January. When Civic Association Honorary Director Ralph Del Deo said, "Take me out to the ball game last Saturday," it wasn't just any random game.
Runners at first and second, the runners are going, and Vlade hits one in the right field.
Born on March 15, 1925, Del Deo celebrated his 100th birthday and enjoyed that special day watching his great-grandson, Ryan Vlade, at the St. Louis Cardinals spring training game in Jupiter, along with 19 other family members. Along with his late wife, Blanche, the family includes 4 children, 9 grandchildren, 17 great-grandchildren, and 3 great-great-grandchildren. A retired attorney, Mr. Del Deo hired Civic Association Chairman Emeritus Bob Wright into his law practice shortly after Wright graduated from law school in 1968. They have long stayed in touch, with Wright noting Del Deo's great sense of humor, his brilliance, and his desire to help others. And speaking of numbers, to mark his centennial birthday, Del Deo received 100 tulips from the Civic Association to thank him for his dedication to the organization and the community. Happy birthday. The Civic Association will close out the 81st season with its annual meeting on Monday, April 7th at the Flagler Museum. The program begins at 10 a.m. and includes the Mayor's State of the Town address, as well as the presentation of the Raymond J. Kunkel Awards. The meeting and reception are open to all Palm Beach residents. RSVP online at palmbeachcivic.org/events or call 561-655-0820. The program is sponsored by the Palm Beach Island Hospice Foundation and mailing underwriter Linda R. Olson, Inc., Realtor. And that wraps up Palm Beach TV. Stay up to date with the island's only newscast at palmbeachcivic.org and through our social media. Until next time, thank you for watching.
Palm Beach TV is a production of the Palm Beach Civic Association. We thank our sponsor, the Fortin Foundation of Florida, and encourage you to let us know how we can further provide news coverage that best serves our members and residents.